guys. This is the Clive Barker podcast, episode 33, Video Hangout edition, aka Show and Tell. So, as usual, hi, I'm Jose, and you got Ryan there.
I'm Ryan. And this is Joey.
Hey, Joey.
So, this is episode 33, Show Off Your Stuff. So, Jose and I are going to be showing off our collection of Clive Barker stuff, and we're live, so if anyone wants to join in right now, they can. Yeah. Yeah, see, Joey wants to join in already. He actually does have some stuff.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see. Here's my bookshelf. It's kind of hard aiming the webcam at things.
Neat.
And that's all comic books. Let's see. There's the. Oh, and Jump Tribe. Oh, and here's a from Pyramid Gallery, the puzzle box. So with these, let's see. These are all autographed except for Forms of Heaven. And that was some kind of an oversight. Like, there was one day when I brought my entire collection, I think this was in, like, 95, when I went to the Sacrament signing, I think. And Forms of Heaven was there, but I think it got passed by because I had so much stuff there to get signed.
Yeah.
And I only just noticed recently that it wasn't autographed.
Yeah, you missed one.
Yeah. And then here's the second one, the second shelf, which is, Aberrat, and then all sort of related stuff and short stories and, short story collections and things like that.
Pretty cool.
Let's see. Let's see. I'll show off some of the ones that have Here's Mr. Begone, if you can, that have drawings on them. Let's see, how can I do this? Yeah, there's Mr. Begone.
Wow.
And he actually really liked that drawing after he did it, so he had his assistant take a picture of it. Let's see. And, oh, this is a good one, too. In this book, if any of you out there have Visions of Heaven and Hell, this is a really good art book, and we talked about this on an earlier episode. And this one has this drawing on it. Does that show up okay?
Yeah, it shows up wonderfully.
So this is a pretty cool cool drawing on there. And I think Illustrator has some stuff. Let's see. Oh yeah, so this is that drawing I was kind of embarrassed about that I've talked about before.
Classic Barker.
Yeah. And he was doing commentary while he was drawing it. Let's see if Illustrator 2, I can't remember if that one has anything. No, in fact, this one is new. I only recently replaced the paperback of that, so that's not even signed. Okay. So here's my Hellraiser script. And that's signed by Simon Bamford, Clive Barker, Doug Bradley, Ashley Lawrence, and Nicholas Vince.
Wow, look at that.
And
pretty cool.
Nightbreed script. Also, Clive Barker, Doug Bradley, Simon Bamford, Nicholas Vince, and Bobby, and I think maybe Craig Sheffer. And Lord of Illusions. With that movie, I've only, of course, met Clive Barker, so that's just autographed by Clive.
Oh, wow.
And here's my notebook of the Imagica card game. So I have every single card in the game minus about 7.
Yeah, you mentioned those that you were interested in, right?
Yeah. Yep. They're on. I've got a list. If anyone wants to trade with me, I'll be really generous with you. As far as, because I have tons and tons of extras. I've got a whole box full.
I actually got a bunch of stuff here too.
Yeah, let's see.
I mean, no, not all of it is right here. I mean,
yeah, I've got to go to a couple of other rooms too. But we can kind of go back and forth because we don't need to,
Sure.
I don't need to do all of mine right now.
I can't really switch places, pick up the computer and take it to another room because it doesn't really have a battery.
Oh, okay.
But hey, well, you started off with autographed books, and one of the autographed books that I have is Mr. Begone.
All right.
Which was autographed by Clive to me. Thanks to our friend. This was during the launch.
Oh, awesome! Very best wishes.
Yeah, you see.
And did Maureen get that one done for you?
Yes, she did. She was an angel. She got this signed and dedicated in that thing that happened in I forget the bookstore, but it was like a few days before it actually became available to order. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I actually got it here in Portugal like 4 or 5 days later. It was like, wow, that was pretty amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that is, I think, one of the books that I have autographed by Clive. I have another one, but it's not autographed to me. It's just a book that I bought that was autographed already.
I've got some like that too.
Yeah, I have here the same book that you showed a while ago, of course, which is Visions of Heaven and Hell, which is a wonderful-looking book by Rizzoli. I had just a minor complaint that the gilded part of the pages kind of stuck together.
Yeah.
So when I bought it, I had to very carefully separate every single page so I can flip it through. But this book is, wow, this book is something else. This is pretty amazing. I mean, just the quality that went into this. It's wonderful. Yeah, just full of illustrations. And then what else do I have here? Well, since we're such huge Nightbreed fans, I have the Nightbreed press kit.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah, it came with an envelope which contains stills and photos, and then a bunch of like pages. Whoa, there we go. A bunch of pages that have a bunch of pages that have basically information on the movie. So you can see here it says Clive Barker's epic horror film Nightbreed opens blank at the blank theater. This would be like a blurb that they could use for...
Oh, to describe the movie?
Yes. And then, of course, you have other pages here. You have stuff that says, you know, the credits, the complete credits.
Wow.
There's the complete credits.
What is? Oh, it just says Laurie on there. It doesn't say her last name.
No, it just says Laurie.
Yeah.
And then there's another bunch of pages which basically talks about the movie, reinventing the horror film, and then there's like, in Nightbreed, Clive Barker, who has earned a reputation as a serious writer in the genre usually dismissed by critics, is adapting one of his own novels to the screen for the first time. The whole idea of Nightbreed began with my novel Cabal, he explains, and then it goes on and on and on. This bunch of pages is actually 15 pages long, and then it describes about the players of the movie, the producers. James G. Robinson began his involvement in the motion picture industry as an investor in the 1984 drama The Stone Boy. It's actually chock full of information about the filmmakers and the... It says here, David Cronenberg was born in Toronto, Canada on March 15th, 1943.
Wow.
So there you go. One of these days, I'll scan this stuff and put it up on Occupy Medium.
Cool.
Yeah. And that's pretty cool.
What
else
was
do I
kind
have?
of unrelated, but have you seen, this is a book called Now We Are Sick. Is that showing mirror writing on there or just on mine?
It's just on yours. I can see it perfectly.
Okay. Yeah, so this is a book, a collection of poems edited by Neil Gaiman and Stephen Jones, but it's, and Clive Barker, of course, did the cover illustration. Yeah. But this, a friend of mine gave this to me because he's a Neil Gaiman fan, and it has all of these autographs from all the contributors.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
And this is a limited, like, and then here's the second page. And Clive Barker signed on that, which, you know, I kind of had, it was one of those things where I brought a million things to sign, so he didn't notice that there was a page for autographs, so he signed on the inside cover. But that's okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
What else do I have here? What else? Let's see. I have these little babies. One Japanese Hellraiser program.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Hellraiser.
Oh, okay. Oh, I forgot you can read Japanese.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, and of course, opens up with a few amazing scans that we've never seen anywhere else. I mean, right off the bat, you got like Clive and Pinhead, and a huge portrait of Kirsty holding the box against a...
Yeah, I've never seen that picture before.
Yeah, yeah. So...
Wow.
It's got wonderful stuff in here. Let me see if I can show some for you. Of course, I can't read any of this, but it's still fascinating to look at.
Yeah.
And like Kirsty in her hospital gown.
Oh yeah.
And there's a photo that I sent to Alex the other day that he posted on Clive Barker's wall. Clive holding a snake.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Was that from the pet shop? It must have been, right?
Yeah, that was from the pet shop. And then there's stuff here like, you know, the engineer. I'm guessing this is talking about the actors. Ashley Lawrence,
oh, okay.
Andrew Robinson, Claire Higgins. And I have another one like this for Nightbreed. I'll show you. Okay, this is the Hellraiser one, and I'm going to show you the Nightbreed one. Just a moment. Here it is. I'm guessing you're going to read it. You're going to read the title how it's supposed to be in Japanese. Can you read it?
Median. It says Midian. Median.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So it says Midian. There's like Rachel and Babette in the cover. Sorry, because of the reflection.
Oh yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all in front of the skulls.
Yeah.
Oh, and then
the back, you got
and Bobby's eyes.
And Bobby's eyes looking up at Baphomet. And of course, you know, inside there's a bunch of stuff like talking about the actors. Clive Barker. There's a good shot of Midian burning in the distance.
Wow. That one looks a lot different from the Hellraiser one too.
A wonderful shot of Catherine Chevalier as Rachel. Oh yeah, there's like a picture of the ending when Lyle, I forgot, Ashbury is resurrecting Decker.
Oh yeah.
I need to do a few more scans of this and share it in Occupy Midian.
Yeah.
For some reason, they decided to put a whole half page to this crazy flying shark thing. You know, the one that attacks the redneck after he shoots Lylesburg.
Yeah, I think that guy that sounds like Optimus Prime.
Could be. It's like, hey Moses, look at the little light.
Yeah.
Okay, a few more pictures. Ashbury touching Baphomet's blood, volatile blood. Leroy
and then
Gomes,
a close up of Leroy's tentacle eye.
Yeah, Leroy's eel juggling eel or something. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So the famous shot. Everyone has a secret face.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's this one, and I also have the third draft of Hellraiser 3: Hell on Earth.
Cool.
The movie that never happened, because this is the
autographed
one
by Pete Atkins.
Yes.
And that's the one we talked about in our episode with the church and the priest and stuff.
Yes, the guy called Fever, the priest, opens up a kind of a fever house. It's a bordello, and then basically the house is just eating up people.
Cool.
What else do I have? Of course, I would like to give a shout out to Revelations.
Oh yeah.
Because they have these amazing books that came out.
Yeah.
These awesome books. A Memory, Prophecy, and Fantasy, Volume 1 and 2. There you go. Yeah. Every hardcore
they're
fan.
great. If you're a kind of a Clive Barker nerd like we are, then it's amazing information. Very, very detailed. And these 2 volumes only go up really pretty much through the 70s, right? And then I think the 80s are going to be covered in the next volume.
Yeah, Volume 1 is called Liverpool Lives. Volume 2 is called Dog Tales. And this goes up until the Dog Company, when they are doing like Dangerous World, the William Blake play and stuff like that. So yeah, that's pretty much true, like you said.
And another quick shout out we can do. Here's Ann Bobby's book, Best Friend for Life. This is her second book about dogs, and that's really good. And then we've got Nicholas Vince's book, What Monsters Do.
I still need to get that one in the paperback form. I have it on Kindle.
Yeah, and we both we talked to Nicholas Vince about this book on one of our episodes, and that's good. And then of course, The Venus Complex
by Barbie Wilde.
Yeah, by Barbie Wilde, female Cenobite in Hellraiser 2. So those are good.
And also, don't forget Hellbound Hearts.
Oh yes,
the compilation that was done by Paul Kane and Marie O'Regan, his wife, where I read for the first time stories written by Barbie Wilde, Nicholas Vince, a lot of stuff like Peter Atkins, Mick Garris, Steve Niles, a bunch of cool stuff in here. So yeah, these are all pretty good books. I mean, these aren't really like Clive Barker written books, but they're still pretty good. Another book from Revelations.
Mark Miller said that he posed for this picture, or for this painting.
Oh, really? Oh, that's fascinating. Another interesting book that was released by Phil and Sarah Stokes from Clive Barker Info was this one.
Yeah. Oh, I was just going to grab the Beneath the Surface.
Oh, yeah.
That is...
Sorry.
Oh, I've got Joey's helping me. He's pulling the books off the shelf.
Yeah, I'm looking at my copy of Under the Surface right now.
And I'm not sure where I put The Painter, the Creature, and the Father of Lies.
Oh, here is Beneath the Surface. Beneath the Surface of Clive Barker's Aberrat.
And this is actually kind of rare to buy a physical copy, because it's really readily available by digital copy on all kinds of formats, or platforms. But the physical copy is a little bit rare, and this is kind of cool. I got Phil and Sarah to sign my inside.
Oh yeah, mine is signed by Clive Barker, copy 71, and I got Phil and Sarah's little calling card.
Yeah.
But they did not sign my copy.
So we want to see more. Yeah, well, yeah, it's they're kind of humble about it, so they don't think to do that unless they ask, I guess. That's what I found out on those two memory, prophecy, and fantasy books.
Yeah, but these they did sign for me. I forgot to tell you. These memory, prophecy, and fantasy. I think they have signed these for me. Haven't they? No, they have not. Hey, Joey. Hi, Joey.
Say hi.
Hi.
Joey had his portrait done by Clive before he was actually born, wasn't it?
Yeah, we can go take a look at that. Come on, Joey, let's go look at your...
The boy with the wings.
Yeah. Here we go. So this is the picture, if you can see it. It says, to the boy in the wings, April 30th, 2011. And kind of the story behind that is I had brought so much stuff to sign in Texas. And I don't know why all my stories start out that way. But I had brought up so much stuff to sign in Texas and Clive Barker was doing drawings for everybody. And Mark Miller said to me, hey, do you mind if we do your drawing tomorrow? Because you've got so much stuff and there's such a huge line. And that gave me enough time to think about what I really wanted. And at that time, you know, Jennifer was pregnant with Joey. And when I got up, you know, they let me go to the front of the line the next day. And when I got up there, Clive said, I suppose, you know, he kind of remembers me. And he's like, I suppose you want some kind of a monster. And I said, you know, actually, I was kind of thinking about it. And I was thinking I would like some kind of aberration child.
Yeah.
So, you know, something, because we're going to have a baby soon. He was born in August, so only 4 months after that was done. And so he did this, and it says, to the boy in the wings, because Joey didn't have a name yet.
Yeah, that's
here's
wonderful.
Here's a picture of me with Clive, and I'm holding up the picture. That's got reflections on it. Can you see it at all?
Yes, I can see it. I can see it.
Okay.
You got the lament configuration box behind you.
Yeah, exactly. So that was kind of cool. So and then let's see. And then Joey has some Clive Barker books for later when he's old enough. My headphones just fell off. Okay. So let's see. They're way up here because he can't read them right now. But he's got The Thief of Always and the 3 Abarat books.
Oh yeah.
And I actually had Clive autograph them to Joey. There.
That's wonderful. That is wonderful.
So I hope he likes them.
I'm sure he will. I mean, we like them because they're, you know, so magical and amazingly well written. So I'm sure that he'll love them too. And he'll have all your stuff to go through when he starts being all grabby and walking around opening up closets.
Yeah, exactly, and throw them over his shoulder. So this is kind of my TV room, and this room Jennifer has graciously allowed me to Clive Barkerify as much as I want. So I've got, here's one of my Occupy Midian. Maybe I should turn this light off. I'll turn on.
And I see you're wearing your Occupy Midian official t-shirt.
So here's one of the Occupy Midian posters that's autographed by Nicholas Vince and Bobby and Doug Bradley and Mark Miller and Russell Charrington. Here, this is pretty cool. I got this in California. Mark Miller gave me the poster. I guess I wasn't supposed to tell anybody that, but he, you know, they have so much stuff there. He gave that to me from the office. But anyway, I brought that over for Clive to sign, and he put to Ryan and Joey, and I said, oh, don't forget my wife, and he wrote, okay. So then he wrote, okay, and to Jennifer, of course, love, and Mrs. Clive. And that was 11/9/11.
All right.
And let's see. Oh, this I love this picture, and I try to put it on stuff for the Clive Barker podcast. Like, this is my Twitter thing. So this is a drawing of one of the old ones, I guess, from the Midnight Meat Train. So if you look at it expanded out, it's a movie-sized Midnight Meat Train poster. And it's autographed by Clive Barker, and he drew that picture on there, and also autographed by Jeff Bush. Jeff Bueller, who is the screenplay writer.
Okay.
And Ashley Lawrence signed this Hellraiser poster. It's a smaller one. And I got a bigger Hellraiser poster up here. That's autographed by a lot of those same people: Doug Bradley, Ashley Lawrence, Simon Bamford, Nicholas Vince, and here's a Nightbreed one, just by Clive, and a Lord of Illusions one, just by Clive, and here's another Occupy Midian poster that is crooked, apparently.
Yeah, I'm taking one out of the tube right now.
Oh wow, nice.
I think this was the one that was in the behind the booth at the Winchester screening.
Oh yeah.
So it's signed by Russell Charrington, by Simon Bamford, by Jimmy Johnson, and it says right there. So it says, Simon Bamford says, "Jose, see you at a screening soon." And then Jimmy Johnson says, wishing you were here, because, I couldn't make it there. And then Russell says, "Jose, without you, there would be no Nightbreed. Clive Barker's the Cabal cut." So that's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. I need to, find a way to wrap these up and take them with me to the United States. Because
and you can tell it's slightly different from this one.
Oh yeah.
This is the older poster.
Absolutely. Then I got a couple more from Occupy Midian. The Moon one, this one. The Tribes of the Moon Embrace You.
That's nice.
And then of course the original one they did, which is pretty much all black. It just says Clive Barker's the Cabal cut. It's got a little bit of the Midian gates there. And I need to find a place to put all these posters, because I have so many posters from Clive Barker stuff and Hellraiser comics and stuff like that. But the problem is I do not have enough walls to put them in.
Me too. I mean, I don't have enough dedicated walls.
Yeah. Here is the first edition of Cabal on hardcover.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah. First edition of Cabal. Got a great picture of Clive in the back. Let's see if I can. There you go. Can you see it?
Speaking of screenings, did you see that Russell just announced a screening in May in Portland?
Yes, in Portland, Oregon. Actually, I just got a message from someone saying, "Hey, are you going there? Because I'm going." And I'm still thinking about it.
Me too. Actually, I might go there and meet you there if.
Awesome. Let's see what we can cook up then.
Yeah.
What else do I have? Oh, this book, which I thoroughly recommend if you can find it. For me, this was a book that was almost like magical for a Clive Barker fan. I bought this in 1990, I don't know. So it was a hardcover, cloth-bound edition of Clive Barker's Shadows in Eden, which is a book of nonfiction. It's got nonfiction and essays. It's got like introductions that Clive Barker did for stuff. It's got articles that other people did for Clive Barker stuff, it talks about the Dog Company. It's got excerpts from Dog Company plays.
And Phil and Sarah quote this book a little bit too. I think one really weird thing is this painting on the inside cover.
Yes.
It's crazy, and it's not a Clive Barker painting. I don't know who came up with this. It's really interesting. It's good art, but it's just a crazy, crazy picture. It sort of depicts Clive Barker as Adam and Eve.
Yes.
It's got all kinds of crazy monsters and weird stuff going on in the background.
It's awesome. It's completely awesome. I mean, just look at this stuff. You got like a machine cloud with angel body parts coming out of it, and
Yeah, like it's grinding them up.
yeah, and you got like a pregnant angel killing a satyr demon, and it's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome.
And the
Pretty awesome
baby is
art.
coming out of her stomach with a knife.
With a knife, stabbing at
Yeah.
the demon. Another
Yeah.
book that's pretty interesting is this one, Clive Barker's The Dark
The Dark
Fantastic.
Fantastic, yeah.
Hardcover by Douglas E. Winter. It's an authorized biography of Clive Barker, and you can find.
You've got a different cover than I have.
Hmm? Oh yeah,
Your cover is different from mine.
Yeah, I guess you have the American edition, and I probably have the UK one, because mine says printed and bound in Great Britain by Clay's Limited, St. Eve's Place, and yeah, this one was first edition, first printing.
You were talking earlier about Cabal. This is what the U.S. hardcover looks like.
Yeah, I never really understood that cover.
It's not great.
That's not great. I mean, this one's much better. You know,
yeah,
at least
I'd like to get that one sometime.
Yeah, at least it looks closer to the making of the film book, except in the making of the film book you have Boone's face here, and you have Midian down here.
That's another one I need to get.
Oh yeah. What else do I have here? I have some original art, some comic book original art that I can show, but most of it is now in storage. What I will show you now is more press kits. This is the press kit for Hellraiser.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it's got synopsis, Hellraiser not for publication. Apparently.
Wow.
And it came, of course, with pictures and a bunch of an envelope with several movie stills in black and white. And this is Hellbound's press kit.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, they're just black with red lettering. And again, this says here, Hellbound Hellraiser 2, New World Pictures in association with Cinemark Entertainment presents Hellbound Hellraiser 2.
Wow.
So, pretty cool. It's got the logo of New World Pictures in here. And what else? Yeah, I'm going to show you guys some original art now. Oh, I got another. Oh yeah, I also have a press kit for Lord of Illusions, but I have to take that one out of storage. I have some original art, which is pretty awesome. If you guys are familiar with the Hellraiser comics of Epic Marvel from
the 89 series, right?
Yeah. This was a pinup that was done by Mark Evans, which shows up in one of the Hellraiser comic books. And I will show it to you. It's Julia.
Oh wow.
In the way of in the fashion of Marilyn Monroe.
Huh.
This is the original painting that appears in the comic book. That's pretty awesome.
Wow.
I love this one. This one will be in my bedroom one day in California. So, and I also have a letter that went with it, saying "Give my baby a good home," from Mark Evans.
Oh wow.
And obviously, I will give her a good home. I love you, Julia. Anyway, several other pages. I mean, several pages from Clive Barker, Hellraiser comic, stories. I'm trying to find a way to. Hang on, maybe like this. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little better.
Yeah, this is from a story where this producer would cast actresses to play in a role, and then he would tell them that they would have to. It's like, okay, you can see here. You got. We have something called a Le Marchand box. I'd like you to try a little exercise. So he would give the actresses the boxes to solve, and of course you know what would happen afterwards. I have about 60 different pieces of original art One of them here is actually from the adaptation of the Books of Blood stories. Do you remember that scapegoat story, I think?
Yeah.
The one where they find that island, and they find a goat there, and they kill it?
Yeah.
And then, well, this is one of the pages from that particular adaptation.
Yeah.
It's painted
That's
in...
from the very end of the story.
Yes. This is the original, art by Bo Hampton. This was made in, I think, I'm not really sure when this was painted. I will need to check the comic book. In other, more recent things, we have, do you remember Hyperkind?
Oh, yeah.
Hyperkind stories. I got a bunch of those from Hyperkind and Hokum and Hex. And,
so you just find these things on eBay or contacted?
Yes, pretty much on eBay. Here's a page from the Hellraiser Holiday Special, original art by, geez, I kind of forgot who this one is from. Well, anyway, here it is. It's got Atkins the Cenobite, Balberith, the librarian from Hell, and Face. So there you go.
Wow.
Bloody peace on Earth and strong-willed
Atkins is that general guy, right, with the guns and stuff?
Yeah, Atkins is a dude with the machine guns and all that.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of pages from this story. I had like 4 or 5 pages from this actual story. Here are a few more.
Wow.
This one, and this one, and here's another. Atkins saying, "Let's blow him straight to hell." So he's the cheesiest Cenobite in the whole, And here's a really creepy shot of Balberith, the librarian from Hell, and they were just ripping away something. I mean, they were ripping away a Bible. And it's like, here's Atkins being bitch slapped by, actually it's not him, it's Face. Face is being slapped by by Balberith and Atkins, because he was ripping the pages of a Bible, saying it was certainly no Shakespeare, and then he just started ripping them, and then they just, hold him tight, Atkins. She slaps him with a book. And then he says, I beg your forgiveness for my overacting. What else do I have? Oh yeah. Nightbreed stuff. Oh man.
Oh wow.
Here you can see a page by Colin Doran, and there's Baphomet.
Oh yeah, and the two of the other. I think. Geez, I'm trying to remember. That's from that one with those Egyptian gods, right?
Yeah. It says here that this is when they started to create a city. It says here the naturals they spoke of worshipped the river as Knemo. It was Ozymandias who called it the Nile. Some naturals came to live in the city and were made welcome. Others shunned it, cursing us. Sepsis, mother of Ozymandias, suggested a temple home be built for Baphomet. And then it's like there's, the Egyptian thing where they're doing the temple for Baphomet. This is a beautifully huge page. It's like page 20 of, I don't know exactly the thing, but it's signed by Colin Doran at the bottom.
Wow.
Another page from a Hellraiser story. Hellraiser number 17, original color art for lineup, page number 5. This is a Cenobite. He's having a conversation with a woman who opened up a puzzle box. And she said, well, it wasn't actually that hard. And he's getting a little depressed because, like, really? I mean, you're supposed to open it up only if you're really, really into it. And then at the end, he decides not to take her soul. He takes some of her paintings instead because she's an artist. And he says, well, this one has enough soul in them, and I'll just... He touches the box, does some kind of magic stuff to the box, and says, now it's more complicated. Now if you really solve it, I'll come back and take your soul. And then she picks it up and starts fiddling with it after the Cenobite's gone.
Wow.
So it's a neat little story. I liked it. Geez, I'm not going to show everything, but here's another one from... Here's Peliquin.
From the Jihad.
Yeah, involved in a car crash. This is actually really detailed, really, really great quality artwork. And
those are some of my favorite comics ever. That 2-part series.
Really? Okay.
Nightbreed versus Hellraiser.
I need
Yeah,
to
just the
reread
art
them.
is so amazing.
Yeah, it is pretty good. It is pretty cool. And geez, I have so much stuff here. I have more stuff. More Nightbreed. There's a big splash page of Ozymandias here. Oh yeah, and here's one from my favorite adaptation. Dread.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
This is when Stephen is talking to Quaid, and
Yeah, and Quaid is in the leather jacket there.
he just showed him the photos where Cheryl was being kept against her will, and he's saying, "Hey, you know, I'm just gonna pick that book you wanted," and you can see Stephen there looking very, very suspicious, looking like, I need to get the
Yeah,
hell out of here.
I like how creepy that Quaid looks.
Yeah, this is exactly how I envisioned it when I was reading the story,
Yeah.
like a Dutch dope pusher. So that's perfect. Not like that movie that they did at all.
Yeah.
I don't know if Clive liked the movie or not. I didn't like that. I didn't care for that
Yeah.
at all. And let me see if there's anything really impressive that I have. I have some pages here from that story that Nicholas Vince modeled for the Cenobite Legion. I have some page from the Harrowers. I have another one here from a Hellraiser story. This one. It involves Pinhead. This has to do with that story where I think there's Pinhead is going to be put on trial afterwards.
Oh, I haven't read that one.
Yeah, and here's Pinhead praying to Leviathan, doing
Huh.
something with his fingers. And I think this Cenobite here is called Dreamer or something, and she floats and she dreams and she communicates with the Leviathan. And this is Charybdis and Scylla. They're supposed to be in the nexus underneath Leviathan, and they're always like twirling around each other. So I like the fact that the comic books actually did expand a lot on the mythology of hell.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. What else do I have? Oh yeah, of course, these books, although they're small and they're from like Clive Barker's youth, they're really, really interesting. This one is called The Adventures of Mr. Maximilian Bacchus and His Traveling Circus. It was published by...
Dang. I just made a book avalanche.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but yeah, here's mine.
Yeah. It's a wonderful little book, isn't it? I mean, you just look at the artwork and it's fantastic.
Yeah, the artwork by Richard Kirk.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a great book. And we haven't talked about it yet on the podcast.
Signed by Clive Barker. And I think that this one, there was 1,500 signed trade editions, 300 signed numbered slipcase copies, 26 signed lettered tray case copies, and 10 signed ultra tray case copies. I think mine is the 1,500 signed trade edition, although this is a hardcover.
And I think mine is the tray case one.
Oh yeah.
So this is mine is copy number 120 out of 1,500.
That's pretty sweet. I don't think mine is numbered. Let me see. No, mine is not numbered. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to The Candle in the Cloud, if that ever gets published.
That would be great.
That'd be wonderful.
Go right before Maximilian Bacchus.
Yep.
On the shelf. And this is the first hardcover copy of the Books of Blood that I got. And it's a goofy picture on the front. And in the U.S., this one only has volumes 1 through 3. But it is autographed, so I keep it, even though I have the second edition hardcover, Books of Blood now. But
oh, there you are.
Yeah.
I was going to show this page a while ago, and then I forgot. Like the Ozymandias splash.
Oh yeah.
And you can see here's Ozymandias, and then he says something that I think we all can relate, which is, "Give me Laurie to love, or you will all die." It's like, yeah, I can understand. Laurie looks. We all love Laurie. In case Aunt Bobby's listening, hey.
Yeah. Oh, and here's the Hellbound Hearts. I bought this before the internet, so I saw it on a printed list of what was in a bookstore's warehouse, and I saw the Hellbound Hearts for $17, and I thought, that's got to be a hardcover. So I had no idea that there was no hardcover for the Hellbound Heart back then, but this turns out to be an audiobook. So look, here's the cassettes.
Is it the one read by Clive Barker?
Yeah.
I love that one.
So I did get this autographed by Clive one of those times, but I think this is kind of interesting, and I've since digitized it, so I don't ever have to dig out an audio cassette player again. And here's In the Flesh, which is volume 4, I think. Oh, and this is really interesting. This is, it says it's volume 4. This is the second edition of the Books of Blood. It says that it's volume 4 on the cover, but on the inside, it says it's volume 5.
Oh, so you have a misprint.
Yeah, and I thought, oh, maybe it's just the dust jacket that's messed up, but it's not. See, it says volume 4 right on the spine right there, if you can read that.
Is that the Stealth Press or something like that?
This is... I think it's the same... Weidenfeld and Nicholson. It's the second edition, so the Sphere did the paperbacks of the first edition, and Weidenfeld and Nicholson did the second edition, the hardcover version. It's the same as the paperback, only in hardcover, except that this one is screwed up.
I was saving this one for the end of the podcast episode, but I can't help myself.
Oh, I thought you were shutting us down.
I'm going to show this.
Yay!
This is the movie prop of the Midian key medallion from Lylesburg. This is a genuine thing, and
it's what Doug Bradley actually wore.
Yeah, and it's amazing. It's an amazing thing to look at for someone who loves the movie as much as I did. And this, of course, this has a certain motion, because he would just like stick it in the wall and pull this one back and then just use it as a handle to turn the...
Oh, okay. I thought it was broken.
No, it's like this. You remember when he puts the medallion, then grabs it and turns it. So the handle kind of like pops up 90 degrees. And of course, this is a real chain. It's not plastic. It's a real chain. It's really heavy. Yeah. And there you go.
Wow.
That's the Midian medallion.
Yeah. So if anyone gives us any crap, then Jose will release the Berserkers.
I will release it. I'll release the Berserkers on you. You don't want to do that.
Yeah.
To quote Leroy Gom.
Yeah.
So that was it. That was pretty great when I got this. It was an amazing buy. It was I never imagined I would be able to get this, and I was like, yeah, probably I'm gonna get outbid. Yeah. And then I did not get outbid, so, which means that I bid more than everybody else, of course. But, I think David, our friend, David, he actually saw this at the time.
Were you bidding against him?
I don't know. I'm not sure if he actually bid on this.
Okay, well, we know he listens, so David, if let us know if you were bidding on that.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I didn't know at the time who was bidding on this, so...
Yeah.
If you were bidding on it, hey, tough break.
Yeah.
So...
Oh, I was going to show off my Laserdisc collection.
Oh, yeah. Because you were a Laserdisc adopter.
Oh, yeah. Adopter. I only bought VHS if it was a movie I didn't really care that much about, but almost everything I would buy Laserdiscs. Back, in the 80s and 90s. So here is, I think you have this one, right? Lord of Illusions?
I do. I have it right here.
Yeah. So I got this one signed by Clive Barker back when the movie actually came out. This is a really nice, a nice gatefold sort of album cover here for this Laserdisc. I love the inner pictures and and description of the movie. And this was, this is part of the reason. Yeah, this is part of the reason that I didn't like VHS. They just seemed like cheap garbage to me compared to Laserdiscs.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, when DVDs came out, there was no reason for Laserdiscs anymore to exist, but I still love them. And here's my Nightbreed.
Oh, wow. Let me see it.
Yeah, this may even be in full screen instead of widescreen, but it was all that there was.
Okay, cool.
And, in a lot of the cheaper editions of Laserdiscs, they would put the VHS cover in the middle and then put this crap with the Laserdiscs on the sides instead of trying to do a different version of the cover. Yeah,
I can see that.
But this is autographed by a lot of Nightbreed people, so it's kind of cool.
I'm looking at the Laserdisc for the deluxe letterboxed edition of The Lord of Illusions, and I'm seeing that it says here digital sound multi-audio.
Yeah, because the way Laserdiscs worked is if you could either switch to a mono track or a stereo track. So on deluxe editions and box sets and stuff, they would put audio commentary on the mono track, figuring that no movie file would have mono audio on their system.
Yeah, it says here approximate feature running time 2 hours 1 minute, color, unrated, digital video transfer, extended play, chapter search, and a 2-disc set. So this one has that making of that we actually can find on YouTube, right?
Yeah, and one interesting thing is the audio commentary on the Laserdisc is the same as the audio commentary that was later put on the DVD. So that's why he refers to it as this laser edition.
Yeah. I guess in the beginning, a lot of people also referred to DVD as laser. That like the movie being on DVD.
I haven't heard that.
They would use, well, the movie is now on laser. So
and here's here's the Hellraiser, the cheap edition, kind of like that Nightbreed one.
Who's that?
Yeah, and that's got autographs from Doug Bradley, Clive Barker, Simon Bamford, Nicholas Vince, Ashley Lawrence. And this one, I have to admit, I didn't buy this until after I pretty much had stopped buying Laserdiscs, because back when this was a thing, when it was in its prime, it was over $100. So I always wanted this, but I couldn't afford it, and it was the same with the Alien box set that had the extended version.
Yes.
I couldn't afford that either, but.
Is that the one that came with the with a script that was signed by Clive Barker as well?
Yeah. So we'll open it up. So here's what the actual the cover looks like. Oh. And then you open it up and it's got all this. It's kind of like the Lord of Illusions one. It's got all this cool stuff. And there's a picture from the comic book.
Yeah. Can you just make it? Can you just show it a little to the camera so they can focus?
Give that to Daddy.
Can you see it a little better?
I see it.
And then here's that one.
Actually, here's a little...
And this one I got autographed also.
Here's a little known bit of trivia for you. You know that image of Chatter that you have inside that DVD, that Laserdisc?
Yeah.
That is actually the painted cover that they used for the Stealth Press, actually Graffiti Designs, deluxe hardcovers.
This one right here?
Yes. Okay. There was an edition of the Hellraiser comics that was done by Graffiti Designs, a deluxe edition, and they used they did 3 volumes. And I think it, let me see, which ones are the, I think it goes from Hellraiser 1 to 6 or something like that.
Oh.
Or 1 to 9. I forgot now because I haven't looked at those in a while. But the covers are, one is Butterball, the other is Cheddar, and the other is Pinhead, of course.
Oh.
So one of those, I can try to pick that one up and show it to you. I'm just gonna have to leave the camera for a bit. Meanwhile, you take over and show more stuff.
Sure. Well, and here's the inside of that box and the script that it came with. And if you take out the script, I never quite figured out if this was autographed or if it was a printed autograph of Clive. But here's the autograph page for the Hellraiser script. So I never took it with me to get it signed because it may already be signed. And this is kind of cool. I like the inlay here of that Hellraiser, that early Hellraiser poster that Clive did, that I have hanging on the wall over there. That's signed by Ashley Lawrence, if you can see that. And Joey really wants me to see The Simpsons 8th season. Thank you, Joey. Okay. Yeah.
By the way, I think he named Bart.
Oh, wow. Bo. And let's see. While we're doing that, this is if you remember our Simon Bamford episode, he had mentioned a story about the ducks. So the ducks at the studio when they were filming Hellraiser, so I put a rubber ducky on top of this old Nika lament configuration box. And then here's Pinhead. Yeah, that's it. And here's my DVD collection. And well, DVDs and some VHS too. Am I even aiming this thing right? There we go.
Yes, you are.
DVDs, videotapes, and video games.
Wow. So you got Jericho and
yeah, I've got two versions of Jericho, and then I've got Undying for the Mac.
Mm-hmm. I have that thing, those volumes that I wanted to show you now.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just opening them up because they were sealed in. All right, so here we go. This is Volume 1. Volume 1 of Graffiti Designs Deluxe Edition.
We'll collect our book.
They're leather bound.
Wow.
And you can see.
Jeez.
Can you see the Leviathan?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, of course, you open them up. And this edition of Hellraiser is limited to 2,000 numbered copies signed by the cover artists, John Bolton and Simon Bisley.
Joey?
Yeah.
He likes sitting on the subwoofer. Hey Joey, he's looking at my Blu-ray and DVD collection.
Yeah.
Hi.
Can you see
Say hi.
Hi.
Oh wow.
Hi, Jennifer. Can you see the story of the Cannons of Pain?
Oh yeah.
That painted one. Actually, I have a page from this.
Oh, good job, Joey. Say hi.
I have a page from this. I have this page
Hi.
actually.
Oh wow, yeah. I think you've shown us that one.
Yes.
Cool.
I just realized I showed
my headphones.
I just realized I showed a picture of this awful Cenobite to little Joey.
Yeah, we're recording live, so all of our screw-ups are going to go right into this episode.
Yeah. So that's Volume 1. Okay. So it's signed by, of course, Simon Bisley and John Bolton, and yeah. So that's pretty cool. And then, if you look at the covers and you open them up, you get this. That's cover for number 1.
Yeah.
And then you have number 2, which has Butterball. Here it is. Butterball.
Oh wow.
So I have to take a picture of this and send it to Simon Bamford. You know, I think he would appreciate this.
Oh yeah, because of the pulling his stomach open thing that was cut out of Hellraiser.
It says here, this edition of Hellraiser Volume 2 is limited to 2,000 numbered copies signed by Scott Hampton. So that's the signature right there. And then...
That's amazing that they could make luxury editions of that comic like that.
Oh, yeah. And you see this one? You see this pin-up here of the Cenobite?
Yes, who is that?
Actually, I have the picture of the sketch, original sketch for the concept of the Cenobite before it became a painting, which should be around here somewhere. Let me just show it really quick for anybody else who loves these comic books. I can show you that sketch. Here it is. Here it is. Before it was painted, it was a sketch. So you can see the evolution of the sketch. This is by A.C. Farley. And there it is. So this became this guy. It became this guy over here. Of course.
Yeah.
One of the major things that pops to mind is that in this painting, the Cenobite pet has articulated insect-like legs, and in the other one, it just has like a couple of paws, so it's animal legs. So yeah, that's volume 2, which is also pretty good. It's got a bunch of cool stories, including Songs of Metal and Flesh that I love. And then volume 3. Volume 3 is the one actually with the Cenobite Chatterer that I told you about, and here it is. There you go. See, the one that was in your laser disc? And if I open it up, you see the whole thing.
Jeez.
Chatterer holding up a cut face. Yeah. And this one is also... Oh yeah, this one actually is a more limited edition. To Jose, I Am Pain, Doug Bradley, Fantasporto.
Oh, cool. From '05.
Yeah, from '05, and then Clive Barker signed it. This is a special 500 copy edition signed by the series creator Clive Barker, and it's got this wonderful sketch where a man is eating a snake and it's going right through him.
Yeah.
It's this is number 140 of 500. That's pretty cool, and also signed by Ted McKeever. You remember that story of a little woman that commits suicide, and then she's pregnant, and her little baby comes out of her body and meets a Cenobite, and the Cenobite goes like, you know, I can't take you. You're innocent. So, you know, shoo, scram. And the little baby just floats away and looks at the sky and sees a star and just goes like over to heaven. That was, I think, from the first issue of Hellraiser. Yeah. Anyway.
I think I'm getting too far away.
We've been at it for a while. I mean, you are breaking up.
Here.
You are breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, I think that was me. I was going into the garage to show off my spillover posters that are in the garage, but I think that would cut me off from the network, so I'll just leave it.
And of course, I have that.
Well, this is kind of cool. It's not really related, but this bookshelf here is actually swings out and opens up, and there's a closet behind it.
Oh my God! It's like a secret secret door.
Yeah. So I've got Emmett the Crab and all of his friends are hanging up in that closet in there, and my comic books and extra video game accessories and stuff.
Sounds good. So yeah, that was pretty much all the stuff that I had available here right now in this room.
Yeah.
There's more stuff outside. But I always like to show people stuff that's around, just so they know what they can get.
Yeah.
Like this one, like this book.
Yeah.
Forms of Heaven. It's got a great picture of Clive in the back.
I'll have to take a look at mine and see if it has that picture. My cover is different because I have the U.S. edition.
Yes, this one is from HarperCollins, and it's printed and bound in Great Britain by Caledonian International Book Manufacturing, Glasgow. So it's first printing.
So mine is kind of similar. It's silver instead of red. It has this picture on the back.
Yeah,
same
one
picture.
Except I think it's reversed or something. Oh wait, no, I'm the one seeing it in.
Oh yeah, so it's the same.
Reversed. Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I got a bunch of stuff. We could show stuff all day.
Yeah.
I mean, we have like the Eclipse graphic novels. We have Tapping the Vein volumes. We have DVDs. I do have like
comics, new Hellraiser comics, old Hellraiser comics.
Oh yeah,
There's
I got
Clive
that box.
Barker's A to Z of horror.
Oh, I haven't gotten that one yet. Yeah, that's one that I need to get.
And we've got, of course, and I think you have these two, right? The Hellraiser Chronicles and the Nightbreed Chronicles.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
I've got that signed by all the same people that have signed everything else.
And of course, being a Nightbreed fan, here's Clive Barker's Nightbreed, making of the film book.
Oh yeah,
which I have actually a couple of copies of. One of them is like an ex-library copy. It's really busted up, but I like to use it, carry it around here and there just to read it. So
here's Pandemonium.
I do not have that one.
This is kind of a beat-up copy. It's sort of like Shadows in Eden, only earlier and not quite as comprehensive.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the beauty of it. The beauty of it is sometimes some fans have stuff others don't have, and that's when we, learn about it, and then we can go look for it and see what we can find.
Here's a couple of things that are kind of cool. You may not have seen this. So Simon Bamford put together his very own Hellraiser and Nightbreed sort of flyer thing for conventions and stuff.
Yeah.
And it says Nightbreed, the Cabal cut. Or actually, this is just about Nightbreed. Sorry, it doesn't have Hellraiser stuff in it. But yeah, so he took all these photographs that he had and put them in here.
Oh gosh, that's wonderful. I've seen those pictures being sold on eBay every once in a while, but I had no idea.
So this was a neat thing. I hadn't gotten to Simon's desk or Simon's table yet, and Russell said, "Look what Simon put together," and showed this to me. So I got one. This is really neat.
Is there an Hellraiser one by Simon Bamford?
I don't think so. I think he was just trying to help promote the Cabal cut. I think that's why that exists.
Yeah.
And then let's see. There was one other thing I was gonna. What was that? I forgot.
Well, I got one last thing I'd like to show, because after a bit we're going to have to get ready for another episode.
Yeah.
Because we're doing 2 episodes today. The other one is going to be an interview with Hugh Ross. And here it is, what I wanted to show, the last thing from my collection. It's the Hellraiser NECA Pinhead statue.
Oh, wow, the big one.
Yeah, the big one, made out of ceramic, polymer stuff.
Yeah.
And certificate of authenticity and all that stuff. And it's pretty awesome. There's one also done like this for Chenard, but I never got it.
Have you ever opened the box and looked at it?
Oh yeah, I've had it. On display several times.
Okay.
I'm just not taking it out right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's complicated, and it's encased in styrofoam, and you have to take it out really, really carefully and separate the 2 parts. So. Unless
you want to mess up the box. Here we go. So here's Barlow's. We talked about this on another episode. Here's Barlow's Guide to Fantasy. Mm-hmm. And I watched that Alien World movie that you recommended. That was cool. That was really interesting. Yeah,
Wayne Barlow.
Yeah. So here is the Gek from...
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, from Imagica.
Uh-huh.
So I thought this was pretty cool. This was something I'd learned about when it came out from Phil and Sarah's website, clivebarker.info.
Amazing, amazing stuff.
A lot of stuff you can find on Amazon for, really cheap.
Do you have the Hellraiser box, the DVD one, the Anchor Bay one?
Yes.
That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll go.
Hellraiser 1, 2, and 3. And 3, there's 2 versions of 3, because it's got the full screen and the widescreen.
Oh, no, I was just thinking of this one. The tin.
Oh, the tin. No, there's one from... I'll show
1 and 2.
Let me just pick it up. I'll be right back.
So, this... Of course, there's Blu-rays now of Hellraiser 1 and 2. So, I don't really watch these anymore. But, this is pretty cool. It has this book, and it has these cards for Hellraiser and Hellraiser 2, and then the actual DVDs just sort of come in this, you know, it's not super spectacular on the inside, but yeah, I thought that was pretty neat. And this book is a really neat photo book that comes in the tin.
What were you showing just now?
The book that comes inside of the tin for the Hellraiser 1 and 2 DVD set.
This is like one of my pride and joys. Just look at it.
Oh, yeah.
The
Is that
Hellraiser.
a European edition?
It's Anchor Bay. It's English. Yeah.
Oh, it is?
It is the box, which of course says here limited edition 4-disc box set.
I remember when that came out, and everybody was asking, is there going to be a Blu-ray version of that, and I don't think there was.
And of course, this you take off the top, and it opens up like this.
Wow.
And yeah, there's a big box of styrofoam in the middle, just so it remains. And there's a little booklet.
Oh, that's
thing.
cool.
There's a little booklet thing. So just stick it back in. Just pop it back up. And of course,
So
on each side of this would be a DVD, but I took off the DVDs and I put them in boxes, individual boxes of their own. So
that's for Hellraiser 1 through 4?
1 through 3. There's 2 DVDs for 4. For 3, I'm sorry. Because like I said, there's a full screen and a widescreen version of Hellraiser 3. And I can't help myself. I have to show this one. The Body Politic by Clive Barker.
Audio book?
Audio book on cassette from Hamlin Books on Audio, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, there we go. So yeah. From 1988, Octopus Books Limited. I'm sorry that. And here's the tape.
Oh wow.
I'm trying to see. Oh, there we go. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can kind of read it.
So two tapes. So 4 sides.
Wow.
And of course, then you just put it in here and close it.
Here's the crown jewels of my collection. We got Transmutations on VHS.
I like the fact that you say that the crown jewels of your collection.
And Rawhead Rex. This is the UK edition, but it's actually region free, so you don't spend $60 on the US DVD. You could just buy this one, and it works just as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm just kidding. Of course, we don't, particularly like Transmutations.
No, we do not.
Yeah, Rawhead Rex is okay, but
I know.
Oh, here's the DVD of Russell's movie, To the Devil His Due.
Oh, there it is. What does it say?
Russell wrote, "Sugar, I saw the devil."
And here's a DVD that's relatively connected to Clive Barker through Doug Bradley, because Doug Bradley did 2 shorts. One is called On Edge, the other is called Red Lines, and this is a DVD that's actually it's a DVD-R. The 2 shorts were done by this director called Fraser Lee. So this is the only version of the DVD that I know of, On Edge and Red Lines, signed by Doug Bradley, as you can see.
Here's
Don't forget to floss, Doug Bradley, because there's one of them that he pretends to be a dentist. Have you ever seen these shorts?
No.
In one of them, Doug Bradley pretends to be a psychopathic dentist who's not a dentist. He just moves into a city and he opens up. He finds a place with a clinic, and then he rents out one of the dental labs, and then he just sits there waiting for custom to walk through the door. And then he actually straps into the chair, and he does very, very naughty things to them.
Yeah. Here's the trailer DVD for Clive Barker's The Sickness.
Oh, hey. Well, where can I see that trailer? Mark Miller hasn't put that stuff out either yet.
Right.
Or
Yeah,
am I
I think
thinking about?
this came from the Kickstarter.
Ah, I see. Because you were a supporter.
Yeah.
But he hasn't really made it publicly available, right?
No, not yet. And I think that's because they've been in negotiation for putting the movie together, and it might be, they may not use any of that footage, or it might be redone. I don't know.
Wasn't there gonna be a TV show?
No, I think it's a movie, but I haven't heard any different anyway.
Okay.
Here's Undying.
Mm-hmm.
I think in the inside I've got the booklet signed by Clive and Jericho. He signed right across that guy's face.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, and Blu-rays for Hellraiser 2 and Hellraiser.
I have some of those, but they're waiting for me in California.
Oh, yeah, good.
So, I guess that for this episode, I guess that should be it, right?
Yeah, we've only got 15 minutes to get ready for our next one.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So that was great. I mean, like I said, it's wonderful to know what's out there, what some fans can find. I mean, sometimes these things were rare items that they don't even show up anymore on. They don't even show up anymore on eBay or something. Or if they do, they're really expensive. So the only way you're gonna look at some of these will be if someone actually puts them online. So
yeah. So we thought we'd show off, especially the more rare things that we have. And I'm just hooking up my stuff. This makes for really entertaining podcasting. There we go. No, that's me. Yeah, so I guess we should probably get going. This was episode 33 of the Clive Barker podcast. Our very first time we did a Google Plus Hangout. We didn't get we were hoping that some people would join us, so we may have to try something that has more people on it for next time if we do something like this again. Because Google Plus is fairly new still.
Yeah, we still need people to join our Clive Barker podcast page on Google Plus, or the Occupy Midian page on Google Plus, which we will add some links to it in the description of this video. I hope everything goes well and I didn't click any wrong buttons here. But now it's supposed to be posted on YouTube, and then we will post this on Facebook, Google Plus, and the website, the WordPress blog.
Yep, and I'll upload the video version of this to iTunes feed as well.
Cool. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you, and thank you to everyone out there who has seen this, and give us some feedback. Okay, guys.
Yeah.
All right. So, broadcast out.